Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Blackburn. As in the bottom left from DPG, it is Hero. And in the bottom right from Team NV, it is Maru. And welcome, everybody on the YouTube. For those wondering what this of course, is the World Team League. We've cast it before. We've done so many matches from it because there's some great, awesome content with it. But I am TitanOnFire, and we have Hero and Maru playing this Team NV versus DPG. Of course, DPG, as you see up there, grabbed an early 2-0 lead, as that music cue is quite sudden. And of course, Maru and Hero now facing off in the second set of 2. The way it goes is that, of course, you are going to play 2 games, both players. And no matter if you go tie 1-1 or if one player wins 2-0, you will only play those 2 games, and then you will move on to the third set. So right now, DPG, they're actually doing really well. I think right now sitting about 3rd or so. Team NV in a very similar situation, but both of these teams really needing a win against each other because they are the front runners right now. Team NV, defending champions in the World Team League, previously known as the SC Boy Chinese Team League. And we do have Maru going for a bit of a proxy rack. So, you know, Maru might have just come off of the King of Battles win, where he played impeccable macro and was just constantly being all over the place, playing just straight up. But he wants to return to his roots, return to what made him Maru. As, oh my, no way, Hero. Oh, that is painfully close, and I don't think Hero is going to see it as, haha! That's the thing I accidentally do. The observer did it too. There's a button, if you're using a mouse that has mouse buttons, there's a specific button when you're trying to adjust your API that actually causes that tap away. What? What? Hero! Oh, I love you so much. This is glorious. Who expects this? Maru doesn't. He's proxied on the gold base. Why would there be a Nexus on the other side? He has no idea. This is already an amazing game. So, the Reaper's gonna find its way in. Of course, was proxy. The Sentry is already out. Should be able to defeat the Reaper. It took a bit of damage there from the workers as, ooh, that probe not quite gonna go down. Some great micro here by Hero to mitigate the damage of that first Reaper, but you do already have the factory at home. Second Reaper being produced. Maru floating that barracks back. He's not going to see the Nexus. Oh, that is absolutely massive for Hero. Maru right now scouts nothing in the natural base. Has really no idea what's actually going on. Maru has to feel like something's going on. I'm trying to look around to see if Maru's like scouting anything on the map. Loses the first Reaper there. Second one's going to get on out, but Maru isn't scouting around the map at all right now. Is actually not really looking around. I think is just preparing for this to be some sort of a Stargate cheese, because you initially see nothing in the main aside from the gateway and the cyber core, so you're assuming proxy Stargate. It's Void Ray Rush. Hero actually does that quite a bit. It's a build that Hero is very, very comfortable with, and so it wouldn't be a surprise as we have the recall on over to the gold base from behind. Oh, this is brilliant, because Maru right now is building his second CC on the high ground. Now, after the initial chaos of this game, as we're getting into, I mean, more standard with the era quotations there. Funnily enough, this is the first time that Hero and Maru have played since Hero's return. As there we go, the Reaper's gonna find the gold base mining. Maru, stone cold, as always, but is probably, I mean, I'd have to imagine his mind is very, very shocked. You can't see on his face, but it's just completely baffled and blown away. But this is the first time that Hero and Maru have actually played in an official tournament match since Hero left for his military service in 2019. So it's pretty exciting. Of course, they've probably faced in qualifiers. They've most definitely faced on the ladder, but this is the first official match that they have played. And in the past, their history, I mean, went back to about, I think, 2016, and it was pretty even. Hero actually had the winning series record with Maru holding the map advantage over, or Maru holding the map advantage over Hero. But, you know, it's this kind of crazy Protoss stuff that I feel like can always get to Maru. And Maru's stated before his weakness is Korean toss. That's where he's shown the biggest weakness, and so I really love this from Hero. Now he's going to be taking a third base, of course, has that gold base income, and Maru can't really do anything about it because it was scouted so late. Maru was not really getting any tech up. He's going into tanks and banshees, but wasn't getting any tech up outside of that early enough to really punish this. And so Maru's probably, I have to imagine, just going to be looking for a 2-base push to try and kill this gold with the tanks, with the Cloak Banshees, and just with all these tech units. Now, the real worry is, of course, if you do go for a push, well, Hero's got a gold base. He's going to have a lot of production. He's going to be able to get a lot of units at once. And here's actually, Hero's even popping down a proxy gateway. So Maru might have the right read on this. He might actually just be turtling up on 2 bases and expecting Hero to come attack him, because right now it's just pure tank production. You actually saw the wall at the natural for Maru, which is not indicative really of looking to move out anytime soon. That really shows that Maru wants to stay in his base to build up a sizable army as he moves out with his Cloak Banshee. But if Hero actually plays into this and tries to attack with that gold base economy, he's going to be attacking into a walled off Terran with tanks. Potentially Cloak Banshees, they'll make their way back home. Like, really, I think for Hero right now, actually, if he goes for a charge lot all in, which is what it's looking like, this could be really, really bad. Maru is totally prepared for this. The Cloak Banshee is going to find its way in. The cloak before its invasion of the pylon. Oh, there's no shield battery in the main. Maru should be able to get a ton of damage with this. Already 2 probes going down. Focus fire there. 1 probe is still alive, but will eventually be eliminated. The Oracle should be coming on up. Or not the Oracle, but the Observer. Actually, a recall has to be popped on that Observer to try and stop this. There we go. Banshee will go down, but 9 probes is 100% worth it. There should be an Observer here at the gold base. And you, of course, do have that shield battery, which will stop this Banshee from getting much more damage. But, excuse me, does catch that transferring probe. And that's a massive hit for Hero, who was in such a good economic position, you know, early on in this game. However, now, what you're looking at is Maru, who's been able to start on the 3rd CC. It's not done quite yet, but also has his 4th and 5th barracks on the way. +1 with stim and combat shields. It's, you know, it's looking actually pretty decent here for Maru. He's got a very, very strong army. And Hero, well, he has, of course, the earlier charge. Has a few more gateways than you'd probably expect. I would love to get a shot of that structures tab just to see where the infrastructure of Hero is at. But he's also on 3 bases already. And this is a very, very strong, very quick economy for the Protoss with the Templar Archives on the way. And it will make it hard for Maru to really comfortably push across the map. The Banshee, again, going to look to try and find some damage, but that shield battery is just so annoying. Does manage to catch a low health probe. It was already there from the Reapers before. Now, look at this. Maru's just so turtly. I love it. He says, listen, I know you can all in me. I 100% understand that. So I'm just going to play completely safe. And it's the right call to make right now for Maru, as he has the Ghost Academy on the way. More Widow Mines. Maru is just trying to catch up to the income of that gold base, which is so steadily going to be dwarfing him. Especially if Hero does start up a 4th, which we will see pop down there with the Nexus. Maru will scout the gateway. Does see the charge. Of course, probably could be assumed at this point that charge is done. As here we go. High Templar in the Warp Prism. Hero does get sand, so he's not going to commit. Ghosts weren't out just yet, so potentially could have gotten some damage done, but did not feel like that was the time to commit on in, as the Ghosts are now going to be out onto the field. They're not going to have any enhanced shockwaves just yet. That upgrade will take a little bit of a while for Maru to finish, alongside the +1 armor. Now, Hero right now actually isn't going for any upgrades, which is really interesting. He is just going for the straight, I'm going to build a bigger army. I'm going to just run you over, roll you over, and there's really nothing you can do about it. And I mean, it's an idea that I like in theory, especially when facing off against, you know, very heavy bio units. If you get a lot of, you know, High Templar for Storms, get a lot of Zealots. The one issue is that Maru has been left alone for a long time. And this is the first harassment that Hero has actually done, is that one Zealot that has made its way into the 3rd base and got an SCV kill. There we go. That is all of Hero's harass. That's what he's gotten done this game, is that single Zealot. So I'm a bit worried here for Hero, is if you let this game go on. Maru's late game TVP, of course, it's a matchup that he's probably the least comfortable in or confident in, I'd imagine, currently. but it's still pretty dang good. He knows how to handle late game army. Finally, Hero's going to try and look to see if he can commit on in, but Widow Mines are already burrowed. Stalker's going to try and push forward, but there's a lot of tanks. And the immediate scan onto the Observer. The Disruptor production is starting up. Extended Thermal Lens is also being researched. I'd have to imagine that's going to be canceled. I don't think Colossus is what you really want. Colossus are a unit that, especially later on in the game, don't really scale all too well, as the Terran gets more and more answers to them, and of course Tank's already out with the Raven. As Maru is going to be looking for a counterattack here, does manage to kill off the Disruptor and the small bit of bio. Going to be able to force a recall, not on the whole army though, and Maru, I don't know if he quite has enough medevacs. Oh, the Widow Mines managed to get rid of all of the High Templar and the War Prism. One medevac goes down to the Blink, but I don't even think it had any units in it. All three full of bio are going to escape. They're going to find their way over to the 5th base of Hero, which is just now going to be warping in. As the Blink Stalkers continuing to try and trade while the charge lots are across the map. It's not exactly a recipe for success. Maru does have the upgrade advantage, but Hero's actually blinking forward. I don't know if this is the call. Maru's bio has +1/+1. Hero does not. That upgrade set isn't done yet. The charge misses. Finally, you're going to see a Disruptor Shot go off. It will just have to avoid the charge lots. Maru is just compounding right now. This lead that he's got from really just not doing anything is the crazy thing about Maru. Is he just sits back and plays, and he's in the lead. And that's exactly what has happened in this game. You have 2-2 on the way for the Terran, with +1/+1 finishing up for the Protoss. Ooh, Disruptor could get a good shot. Oh, the disable. Maru stone cold. What? Hero. Hero. Why do you have 3 robo facilities? Oh, the Zealot Surround coming out. At the same time, the 5th is being dropped. EMP goes down, softens up a lot of those Zealots who are continuing to chase it down. 15 probes falling, Maru taking a 50 supply lead. And Hero, it was a really cool opening to this game, but was really just not able to do anything with it. And now Maru's on 4 bases. Now Maru is also mining the gold base. And it's actually going to be even more mining for Maru, because again, he's Terran, he has mules, but also has been mining it for not as long, so the gold patches are going to be much less exhausted. As Hero's looking for a surround here, still has, I mean, a decent-sized army, but I don't know if it's enough. Widow Mine shots are good. There are quite a few storms as the feedbacks go down. One storm softens up a bit of the bio, but here we go, the commit on in. Disruptor shots are just going to go wide. Maru cutting back. Maru, 70 supply in the lead, committing on in, and this should be an easy cleanup for the NV Terran, as he should just rally the rest of his units across the map again. Cool idea, but unfortunately against Maru, you just need to get stuff done. You cannot sit back. You cannot really just let Maru macro up, because if you do that, well, Maru wins usually. GG's called. Maru's gonna take game number 1. Both players given a bit of the, the neck crack, trying to loosen up. Maru sighing, leaning back in his chair, obviously trying to get comfortable. And as we saw, Maru does have the Super Saiyan border. I believe Maru, I don't think he's dropped a series in the World Team League yet. I have to imagine he's gone 2-0 every single time he's played. I'd have to check the results though on that to be 100% certain. But is, of course, they got the electricity going around him. Also, Hero has a very, very nice door behind him. Just wanted to point that out, as we have nothing really going on in the early game. I like Hero's door. It's glass. It looks nice and fancy. He's got the shelves as well with trophies. That's a really nice setup. I think Maru's setup as well, is good. I've kind of gotten used to it, of course, We've seen it so much in professional tournaments, but just the off-white background, which might have to do with its lighting. And then the trophy case directly in view. Great advertisement. But I think I rate higher Hero's webcam setup just a little bit better because of the door. I'm a door guy, what can I say? I really like the door. What am I talking about? Anyway, we do have the attempted probe block. It will just be denied. Maru places it slightly off center, says, I don't want to deal with this. And is generally not looking to deal with any of the Protoss shenanigans. Now, does Protoss I mean, not just Protoss, but does Hero have anything up his sleeves? Hero is a player who is very much willing to do some crazy stuff and to just cheese because, well, why not? So I honestly wouldn't mind seeing that from him, is to, you know, run maybe a 2-base, you know, 2-base attack. Maybe, you know, maybe a 3-base all-in or pressure. Just something to try and get Maru off of his groove as a, oh, okay. I was gonna say, if that SCV went down, that might just be game. That might just be Hero taking the game, but no. SCV is alive. It will get back to the mineral line. It will be able to say hello to its work husband. Overall, I mean, this early game has been very, very much just kind of not much going on. You do have that natural base finish jump, though, for Hero. The second CC for Maru, not going to be far behind it. And, well, Adept can't push too far forward. There are 4 Marines out already. That is plenty to fight the Adept. Usually 3 can actually do decently against it, unless the Protoss is really on top of their micro. 3 should be able to kill an Adept. And it is the Twilight Council first from Hero. Of course, I mean, I say Twilight Council first. That does just mean Hero's not going Stargate. Stargate is a build that Hero has gone in the past. I've more so seen him do it on larger maps like Glittering Ashes, is where I've seen him do the Stargate play as well. 1 Marine gonna go down, but unfortunately this Adept should... Oh, it gets out. That Adept barely hanging on to life. 2 Stalkers are gonna try and push back this Marine attack from Maru, just trying to see if he can get any damage across the map. All these Marines, though, are already pretty low from the Adept. I have to imagine this can't have much longevity. And yeah, the Stalker micro is good enough. Then the Stalkers go down. 1 is very low. Honestly, that Hellion could probably kill that Stalker if Hero's not careful. And, oh, 3rd shot, no. Hero keeps everything alive. Very, very well done. And yeah, that was not a good trade. You see the Observer showing it. 450 minerals to about 100. For Hero lost. And you do have 2 additional gateways coming down. I believe, is that up to 4 gates if we get a shot of the main? Yes, so it is up to 4 gates. So we're going to be a bit more committed on this Blink Stalker pressure. Usually, you know, you might see 3 gate Blink Stalker if you're going to be planning to take a really fast 3rd base, but no, Hero. Hero says 9. Nay, I want to go 4 gates. And this is absolutely what I wanted to see from Hero, is just spice it up a little bit. Get a bit aggressive, because that's really where Hero begins to shine. Shrine? Dark Shrine? Maybe. We'll see. Perhaps on the follow-up. But that's where Hero begins to shine. That's where he comes in, gives the backstab, gives a sly little grin. And you're like, ah, you sneaky bugger. Ah, you're so handsome. But that was a really good move. So we'll see if that is going to be the case, as we do have the Widowmine drop heading on in. It was the standard 1-1-1 opening from Maru, with 2 Widowmines being produced, and then the tank and the Raven on the way from those tech labs with the additional racks, which will be swapped over eventually. The Widowmine's going on in. Burrow, immediate probe surround. Not going to be enough. Only 1 probe goes down. No 3rd Widowmine in that medevac. And Hero, so far, has been doing a great job of mitigating any and pretty much all early damage that Maru can get. I think he's only lost like 2 or 3 workers, and now he's heading across the map with, you know, 4-gate Blink Stalker. Again, this is 2 bases. You will be taking a 3rd behind it, but this is mostly, for the most part, a 2-base pressure build. Oh, that's big. Gets the medevac. Of course, Maru does now know that the 4-gate is on its way. Sees the Stalker count. Here we go. The blink on it. Oh, the bunker's not getting repaired enough. The tank isn't in position. Hero immediately gets rid of the first bunker. Second one, though, is going to finish up. The tank is now here. I don't know if that bunker can go down. The repair is good. Hero will have to blink on out. But now it's maybe try and fish for the main. The bunkers are already great here, though. Or Maru is, oh, that tank is quite low. Hero's just going on in. Can't get the high ground vision, though. Finally snipes the tank. Loses 2 or 3 Stalkers. Is going to have to try and blink on out. And finally, that 3rd is going to go down, but that's some massive losses for Hero. I mean, sure, you get the tank, but didn't quite feel worthwhile. Not quite. And you do have the Observer coming on in. We'll see the blink up. The tank is a bit exposed. The bunker is a bit exposed as well. Hero's just going on in, though. The juggles are not what you'd like. Lose quite a few Stalkers there. And Maru taking a supply lead. Oh, that Stalker is not having a good time. He was on the wrong control group, unfortunately, and has ended up getting eliminated for his crimes against the Terran Dominion. But Hero, it feels like you need to get more damage done with this, and that might be it, actually. Doesn't even lose the Stalker, gets the tank. That's what Hero needs to do, is he needs to slowly whittle this down. You can't really be losing as many Stalkers as he has been to keep this pressure up. Maru even scans the third base, sees that it's so late, because this is a 4-gate. This is 4-gate Stalker. 4 Stalkers. Get the 3 SCVs, gonna get on out. Absolutely no issues there. As you have a Hero behind this is actually getting into his charge, getting into his Robo Tech. Does have the Bay Robotics Way on the way to help. I would assume go into Colossus has been Hero's favorite style, but we did see Disruptors in that last game. So it might be the case. The Stalker's trying to poke around, does end up losing 1. And those 4 Stalkers actually going back on into the main, gonna start to get a few worker kills. As, oh, Hero wasn't paying attention to that small group. Would have probably loved to get the Raven there if he could have. But now just gonna focus fire down submarines, gonna try and whittle down the Terran army. Mind you, charge isn't done quite yet here for Hero, and that's what you really need to defend this, is you need those charge lots. I believe the Warp Prism, is it still in the main? I'm trying to see on the minimap. I think it has been cleaned up. No, the recall went down. As here we go. Hero is just in range of the shield batteries, has the Immortals shooting down the tanks. The tanks are gonna fall. The juggle back on both the Immortals. Oh, Hero. That was very well done. Again, moves forwards with the Immortals, allows them to tank, gets the tanks killed, and then juggles them at the last second. They get healed up by the shield battery overcharge, and Hero, that was a great fight to take. Ooh, Stalkers a little bit out of position here. 2, 3 are gonna go down. They did end up blinking forward, which is not quite what you want. Not quite. The Colossus is on the way. Hero is now fully mining on 3 bases. Again, the one real concern here for Hero is gonna be the upgrade discrepancy. Right now, it is just a 2 upgrade difference. The +1/+1 for Maru will be done, while that +1 for Hero is on the way. As how long has it been since we've seen an Immortal drop? That's a blast from the past right there. It just gets a worker kill, and that is going to be about it. 5 more gateways on the way for Hero. He's sticking on to 3 base. Hero's not going up to 4 bases. No, he does not want to let Maru rest on his own 3 bases. Instead, it's going to be a massive warp in of charge lots. It's going to be the Colossus coming on in support. Here we go. Ooh, the interference matrix. All those Immortals are out of position. Hero, have you stepped too far forward? The answer is yes, as multiple Stalkers go down. The Colossus is going to have to run tail between its legs. I mean, it doesn't have a tail, but figurative tail. Legs between legs, because there's so many of them. Observer, where's the fight? It's right here. As here we go. The force fields from Maru are actually, or from Hero, are so good. Immortal's going to be dropped back on down. Pick up onto the Colossus. Oh, the medevac drop. Maru commits on in. Says, listen, I have enough, and he absolutely does. The second Colossus is now going to be out, but still, is there enough? Maru, he's 40 supply in the lead. He's on 3 bases. Hero, what can you do? Well, it's the shield battery overcharge. Maru's committing on into the shield battery overcharge. The pickups on the Colossus. Hero, oh my God, the defense once again holds tight, and somehow Hero does not die against the push that would kill almost every other Protoss in the world. Finally, the Colossus will fall. The second will get focused down, though. Hero stepped too far forward. Oh, look at that. It's 10k gas. 6 Stalkers being warped in, +2 on the way for Hero. He can remax. He just needs time, or 10k minerals, sorry. He just needs some time. I don't know if Maru's going to give that to him, though. It's 3 base versus 3 base. Colossus is on the way to help support this. Force field goes down. There's no detection there for the Widow Mines. But Hero is somehow holding on. The Miracle defense is continuing. Perhaps against all odds, the Colossus just trying to get as many shots off as it can. Now the Widow Mines are going to burrow. Though those shots should go off on the Colossus. Never mind, the shield battery overcharge is up again. The energy is there again. The Widow Mine shots aren't the best. They absorb onto all the weak Zealots, and now the Stalkers can press forward. Vikings are being produced. Maru is taking a 4th. I mean, Hero, sure you're surviving, but I don't know if it's enough. Maru behind this is just expanding, is just growing in size, in economy, in army, in upgrades, in every which way, and while continually applying pressure. And unless Hero can find the miracle engagement, the miracle fight, I do not see this happening. As the Colossus is just tanking a whole lot of damage. Finally will be picked up. Ooh, Widowmine shots to get a good one onto all the Stalkers. Maru, I don't know if this is his whole army here. I don't feel like this is actually quite enough to really push it. Yeah, Hero blinks forward. Hero says, listen, I have 2 Colossus. I have enough Stalkers. The second Colossus survives at like 20 HP. How? How is Hero alive? This is like 4 consecutive attacks by Maru. It feels like it would have killed every other player. But Hero, I mean, with the pickups onto the Colossus especially, it's just been immaculate. Now has Disruptors out. It's going to kill one of the Widowmines, doesn't get the second, and is trying to expand to his own 4th, which Maru has already gotten up to. Ghosts are on the way. And this is the real worrisome part of this game for Hero, as you do have 2 Liberators heading on out to harass. Maru is not going to try and let up on this pressure at all. Sure, he was stifled. Sure, he wasn't able to kill Hero, but he's going to keep going. He's not going to let the Protoss rest easily. As 2-2 is done for the Terran, +1 ship weapons now on the way for these Liberators and for the Vikings. They're going to siege on up. Hero, what's your response? Do you have Stalkers in position for both? Warp in at the natural at the 3rd. Oh, already quite a few probes going down. Finally, the blink on forward. But the focus fire from Maru is just so good. 7 probes already going down. I mean, Maru, right now. Oh, with the Widowmine drop too. This is just absolutely brutal. The amount of pressure Maru is applying right now also has an army moving out to that 4th base location. Hero's down 30 supply. Sure, a lot of it right now is in the workers. Or 20 supply. A lot of it is in the workers. But still, even with that, I don't know if Hero has enough to defend. These shots need to be good with the Disruptors. The first one is not the best. Second one going to go on out, is going to whip as, ooh, those force fields, very, very good. And sure, 14 probes go down, but look at the supplies. Hero's evened it out. I mean, wait, Hero's up in army supply. He's down 19 workers. And because of that, his army is actually just larger. Hero has been doing such a good job of keeping his Colossus alive, of keeping his units alive. He now has +2 and a larger army than the Terran. Sure, there are EMPs, and those can turn a fight, but these Disruptor shots as well can be so dangerous. Ooh, these Colossus might be a bit out of position. One immediately is sniped down. The Disruptor shots, though, get a few of the Ghosts. As all of these Stalkers are so low on health, that one Widowmine shot gets 3 of them, but Maru has to evacuate the 3rd. Hero should be able to just focus down that command center. It will fall. 3 Disruptors here is a bit too much for Maru to push on into. Hero, what a game from him in a straight up macro game somehow. I mean, again, I don't know how Hero is alive right now. It makes no sense, but here he is. Still down 13 workers, but he has the larger army. 2 Colossus are alive, doesn't have the 3 that he had before. Don't fall. That Widowmine shot is massive. Gets all the shields off of those units. I don't really think he can push in here as Hero. A nice blink forward, though, to catch one of the Vikings. And behind this, Hero is transitioning into a mostly gateway-based army. And right now, Maru, you know, you want Liberators for this. You actually don't really want the Vikings because the biggest threat is not the Colossus. It's now the Disruptors. Finally, these Widowmine's going to burrow on in. They should get quite a bit of damage. 5 probes going down. They're going to stay there, though, and continue to get kills if Hero doesn't clean it up. But Hero's looking for the killing blow, I think. He's looking to try and commit on in to try and kill Maru, and here we go. Disruptor shots going out. They get good connections. Hero's supply suddenly skyrockets ahead of Maru's as the Colossus. They're finally gonna fall, but it's still a massive army on the ground. Disruptors will fall, but more warpins of Zealots in the back. And Hero is on into the natural. The bio is gonna have to regroup. Hero, he's up 17 army supply. 11 workers are down. It's now only a 10 worker difference as more probes are gonna fall there at the 4th base of Hero, but he's making it work. He's making it happen. Archons are being warped in. Hero, he's up 20 supply. This is a crazy game. This is craziness. That +3 is gonna finish. Hero wasn't able to focus fire it down, but now he's just gonna move to another one of Maru's bases, and there's gonna be even more worker kills. It's actually just going to put Hero in the lead, who has cleaned up the Widowmines at that 4th. In the meantime, we didn't get a shot of it, but I assume did build a cannon. 14 SCVs go down. Hero is now 11 workers in the lead. Hero is reproducing Colossus, has Disruptors back, has a single Disruptor back. Maru Gonna try and look for this fight. Does he have the EMPs, though, to really take it? Disruptor shot goes out. Focus fire's not there. That's a massive hit. Hero, he's just gonna turn. Hero has enough. Maru, you step too far forward. 32 supply. 44 supply in the lead for Hero. This, the madman, the absolute lunatic that is the Smiling Assassin, has played one hell of a game. Has played stats-worthy defense in this game. And is now looking to try and close it out to get the 1-1 against Maru, who it still seems has his biggest weakness against these Korean Protoss. Even though game 1 looks so clean, here we go, the blink forward from Hero immediately snipes down one of the ghosts. The EMP is dodged on the Colossus. All the sentries still have energies. The Guardian Shield goes on up. Charge lots going on in. Widowmine shots do not connect with the targets they need, but Maru is able to start to turn this around with so many sentries in the army. It's not enough for Hero to convincingly fight straight up. They just don't have the raw DPS, but now it's 2 Colossus at a time being produced. Hero, he recognizes the fact that Maru doesn't have the economy to produce Vikings. Maru doesn't have the economy to produce, you know, Liberators or Vikings, the units that counter these Colossus. And so he's just gonna continue to build more. Now there's 2 Colossus out. There are charge lots. Here we go. 3 Colossus joining on up. Maru's trying to make it work, but I don't know if it will. The Colossus force is here. Almost the whole army is getting cleaned up. And Hero's consistently taking these trades while being up a base. I mean, being up 2 bases essentially, because Maru's main is mined out. Maru just has the top right, or the top left, and the 12 o'clock. Is just Marine and Marauder production. Maru, this is such a scary situation. 5 bases now up for Hero. He has been dominating the map. Kills that Marine out of spite, I assume. It must have said a very, very nasty comment while it was passing by. Maru, what do you have, though? He's repairing up medevacs. Has only 3 Widow Mines. It's 4 Colossus. Hero's back up around 30 supply. Hero. Oh, he's drawn the army out of position. Oh, Hero. He's got Maru's army out of position. They thought that Hero was going to commit on into that. I mean, that 4th base, which is now pretty much Maru's 3rd. And Hero, oh, he's just going to try and commit to this, to hemorrhage this position between the main and the rest of Maru's bases. He says, listen, I'm not going to let you get reinforcements. And here we go. Disruptor is going to get killed. There's one more Disruptor, though, with this army on the high ground. Maru has to be so careful. His production is being camped. Manages to snipe the reinforcements coming on through. But Hero, he has a 30 supply lead. Maru, what can you do? He's going to look for a counterattack. But I don't even know if that's the right call, because right now Hero can, I mean, absolutely warp it enough to defend at home. Everything is falling for Maru. The production is down. He's trying to rebuild barracks, but I mean, Hero at home has been unharassed, uninjured. The recall is going to come on out. The Disruptor is here. It's going to fire off. That will be a bit of a whiff, but it might not matter. He's 60 supply in the lead. Hero, what a brilliant game from him. Maru will try and kite this out, but he just does not have the numbers. It is just Bio against the massive, just the golden army of Protoss moving on forward. Every single swipe of the Colossus is Marines dead. GG, it's 1-1. Hero takes game number 2.